Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. The Seahawks defeated the Bears 6-3. Kobe Bryant picks off Caleb Williams on 4th and 10, sealing the Seahawks' victory. Should the Bears have kicked a 57, or should the Bears have attempted a 57-yard field goal, or try to pick up the first down there and get
Well,
closer?
listen, if they thought their kicker had the leg to even attempt a 57-yard field goal, especially with the weather the way it was, they would have went out there and did it.
Yeah.
They would have went out there and did it.
Yep.
Hey, listen, this game was not only good and terrible, boy, it was a snooze fest. You hear me? And on the part of the guy,
yes, it was.
On the part of the Bears offensive coordinator, not making any goddamn adjustments to what the Seahawks were doing the entire game. Dog, they blitzing. It's a numbers game. It's always a numbers game. Make the adjustment necessary to give Caleb Williams the time to actually throw the ball. He running for his life. They had six, seven sacks?
Yeah, in that situation, Ocho, you know they're bringing gas. Hey, I'm gonna run smoke screens and jailbreak screens and shallows until you stop blitzing.
That's all you.
I got to get the ball out of his hands.
You got to understand. You have to scheme against. Okay, listen. When it comes to playing football, the game of football, it's simple. It's a game of maths. It's a game of numbers, and it's simply a chess match between the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. Anticipate what they're going to do. You're in the fourth quarter. They've been blitzing the whole goddamn game based on your tendencies and down and distance. Common sense. You got to know what to do. Mm-hmm. They're not even using Caleb Williams to his goddamn strengths.
Well, anytime I got a mobile quarterback, Ocho, the last thing I want to do is to give him time. I wanted to make him make snap decisions. So I'm on pressure. I'm going to heat him up. Because I don't want him to sit back there, because I know Caleb Williams wants to buy time. He wants to, let everything develop. No, I want you to make quick decisions. And the way I do that is that I blitz you. And then, because when I blitz you, you're going to take your eyes off downfield, because you're going to see the rush and you all of a sudden, and you're not going to readjust. And by the time you readjust, we're going to either have you out of the pocket or we're going to be got you. And so that's what they were doing. I agree with you, Ocho. I didn't see any adjustments tonight that would make me think like, bro, y'all see what they're doing. They're doing the same thing. Now, maybe Seattle is not a blitz package team, but, normally McDonald's you feel he can get pressure with his front four. But in that situation, I just want to speed Caleb Williams up. I do not want him to have time, Ocho. I don't want him to think about what he's doing. I want to put pressure on him, and I want to make him frenetic. I want to make him frantic. I want to make him like helter-skelter. And if I can do that, I like my chances. He is a rookie. He's going to get better, but he's not going to get better in this system. He's not going to get better this year.
Absolutely not. Listen, it's malpractice what they're doing to him offensively. Whoever the coordinators are, whatever they're doing, he looked like a deer in headlights, huh? Every time.
Yeah.
He looked like a deer in headlights. He has no time to be composed. He's always on the run. He's running for his life. And they confuse him the entirety of the night. I'm talking about confused. I mean, that's this, man.
They did. But it is okay to throw the ball away. You're not going to, look, I know in college, you were able to get away from a lot of this, Ocho, because that's what, he won the Heisman Trophy. He does have great escapability. He does. He's able to throw the ball on the run, rolling to his left, rolling to his right. He does. He can do that. Ocho, a lot of times mobile quarterbacks get themselves in trouble feeling that they can escape everything. Look at the most sacked guys, and a lot of the guys that have been most sacked are your most mobile guys that you wouldn't think. There are your Michael Vicks. There are your Justin Fields. There are your Lamar. Now, Lamar doesn't get sacked as much as he did early in his career because he understands he does a better job of getting off the football. But Steve Young used to get sacked a lot. Steve McNair used to get sacked a lot. Randall Cunningham used to get sacked a lot. Go back and look at a lot of your mobile quarterbacks, and you'll see, because they run themselves out of harm's way on the front side, only to run themselves into trouble on the backside. But he's going to have to do a better job, because they can't protect you all. They can put you behind the Great Wall of China, but at some point in time, you're going to have to find a way to get rid of the football, Ocho, and not take those unnecessary sacks, because sometimes tonight notwithstanding, he takes sacks that takes him out of field goal range, or it puts him in a bad situation where it could be 3rd and say 4. Now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 11, it's 3rd and 13. You can't do that, because you're not good enough to overcome long down and distances, down in and down out, game in and game out.
If the offensive coordinator and the head coach know that the offensive line is as bad as it is, bad the way it is. You gotta run the quick game. You got to run the quick game. If you're not having any success on the ground, you got to be able to get the ball out of Caleb's hands as fast as possible. Help him. Listen, if the receivers are having problems getting off the ball or getting open, condense the goddamn splits. Put them in bunch. Put players in motion. Do it. There's so many different things you can do from a creative standpoint that not only help Caleb Williams, but to help the offensive line and the woes that they having and get the players in your playmakers' hands. It's too many things you can do from a creative standpoint that they're just not doing, especially tonight, watching what the Seahawks are doing. And I'm sitting here watching the game. Well, goddamn. Why are you running routes 12 yards and over and you don't have no time to throw the goddamn ball?
You ain't got that kind of time. You don't got the time to complete the ball. The Seattle Seahawks improved to 9-7. They're a half game back of the Rams for the NFC West. The Rams this week, they're at home the last two games. They got the Cardinals this week, and then they have the Seahawks the following week. Both games are at home. The Seahawks tonight recorded 7 sacks, countless pressures. Geno Smith, 17 of 23, $160. Caleb Williams, 16 of 28, 122. No touchdowns, 1 interceptions. Like I said, look, I understand the conditions, but it's just was bad football. Plus it's Thursday, plus it's Christmas. Ain't nobody really trying to travel. Seattle, like, man, bro. And you know, Ocho, when you travel from the north, way north, I mean, you can't go further north than what Seattle is, unless you got a team in Alaska or Russia. That's as far north you're going to be able to go. But this game was not very good, considering. And even the games last night, Ocho, they were one-sided yesterday. But man, I mean, and what? Texans only scored 4 points. 2 points. Considering that the Saints got shut out, they were the first team to get shut out in the 2024 season. They scored 0 points. Seattle. Pittsburgh only scored 10 points. But tonight, you got bad offenses that didn't execute very well. It was raining. It's the day after Christmas. Give Bears fans credit for showing up because they know they're not going anywhere. They're trying to be very supportive. So I tip my hat, Ocho, to teams, to fans that go out there when they know their team is trash and they're not very good and they're not going anywhere, and they show up with the same passion as if they're in Kansas City, the same passion as they're with Philly or they're in Baltimore or one of these teams that they know they're going to the playoffs. But I commend the Bears for doing what they're doing because they don't have a whole lot to cheer about. It's promising. It's going to be very interesting to see who they hire and the offensive coordinator that they get to groom and to cultivate Caleb Williams. Don't mess this up, Bears. Y'all really haven't had good quarterbacks in a long, long time. I don't know if you've ever, you might got to go back to Sid Luckman. I know what Jim McMahon did, but Ocho, for the most part, they haven't had very good luck at quarterback position. And if they mess this up, they're going to be kicking themselves.
They should be kicking themselves for what they've done to quarterbacks for I don't know how long it's been. Jim McMahon is the last one I can remember that had some type of success, obviously. But when you think about it, I think about the coaches that are out there. They had Pete Carroll's name in it, but from a creativity standpoint, understanding the skill set and how special Caleb Williams is, having someone that can come in there and get the most out of his potential and what he's able to do. Ben Johnson, I know you're going to see this clip. All coaches, all players see these clips that we have on Nightcap. Ben, if you have opportunity, man, please not only save that franchise, but save Caleb Williams. Save Caleb Williams and allow him. I mean, you're one of the few offensive coordinators who is similar to that of Andy Reid, who has the creative prowess from an offensive standpoint that can get him to his full potential and change that and turn that Bears organization around. I mean, please, somebody got to do it. And he's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because of the success that Kingsbury has had with Jaden Daniels. Yeah. Do you look at him? You see he did get Kyler Murray, offensive rookie of the year. About to do it again with Jaden Daniels, offensive rookie of the year. He coached Johnny Manziel, got him the Heisman. Kyler Murray got him the Heisman. If I'm not mistaken, he might have been the coach with Baker Mayfield. Got him the Heisman. But nah, maybe Baker was it Cliff or was it what's the guy? What's the offensive coordinator name at the head coach at USC? But Cliff has done a great job of cultivating young
Yeah.
quarterbacks, getting them prepared to play. If I'm not mistaken, I think he had Pat Mahomes boy.
At
Huh?
Texas Tech.
Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley. I don't know. Maybe Lincoln Riley had Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield in college, but I know Cliff had it at Arizona. I know Cliff had Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M. I know Cliff had Patrick Mahomes at Texas A&M. So he understands that level of quarterback, the athletic quarterback that can throw the football, but they're really good with their legs. Johnny, great with his legs, especially in college. Mahomes, great with his legs. We see what he can do with his. Now, he doesn't run around as much as Caleb. He doesn't run around as much as Jane Daniels, but he has the ability to get out of harm's way. And that's what you need. You need a creative mind. You need somebody to come up with a scheme, Ocho, that's going to maximize what these guys do. And look, as great as Pete Carroll is, I don't know if Pete's going to go out there and hire one of these hotshot offensive coordinators, okay. But Pete want to play defense, and I don't know. I mean, he did a great job with Russ. Let's not. Russ came along, got a Super Bowl. Probably should have got a second one, but they had an outstanding defense. Now I don't know if the Bears have the personnel to be the Legion of Boom, but when you got that kind of offensive firepower, when you got a Keenan Allen, you got a DJ Moore, you got a Cole Kmet, you got a Rome Odunze, and you got a Caleb Williams. You've got to be better on offense than what they've displayed this year, Ocho. You just got to be.